I went on my phone, I saw Sharika and clocked like the 21.7. I was like, they can't let us have anything. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to bring my A game, if not at this trials meet, for Budapest.
Gabby Thomas is more than ready to bring her A game, and we will most definitely see that in Budapest. Well, I sure hope she does. Gabby experienced her share of lows and losses in her career, especially when she had to sit out a few games when she got injured last year. An injury is very common for athletes, and Gabby is no exception. It is very disappointing, though, for themselves mostly, when they have no choice but to sit out a couple of races, or worse, an entire season, or even half of it because of an injury. So when they're ready to compete again, they make sure to own the track. Well, at least that's what Gabby Thomas has been doing, or trying to do, so far this season. Gabby Thomas opened her 2023 season with a fine win at 300 meters at the 2023 New Balance Indoor Grand Prix. It was undoubtedly a great way to start the season. There, Gabby recorded a victory in the 300, clocking at 36.31 seconds.
Strong finish from Irby on the inside. Kilmasinska, the 400-meter runner, trying to come back as Thomas just ties up. 36.31.
So, how did Gabby start her season so well? According to her,
I'm thinking, gotta keep my legs under me, don't fly off the bank. And then really just holding off until the end. I go out hard because I'm a 200-meter runner, and I try to hold them off until the end.
like us, she was very happy with her first win of the season.
Incredible. I love coming to Boston, per usual. It's home for me. This new facility is incredible. The feeling here is amazing, and this is a state-of-the-art track, so I was really excited to just run on it. It was my first time running on it, so I felt great.
Then, in April, Gabby completed the 200 and 400 meters double at the 2023 Texas Invitational. And yes, Gabby won the women's 200 meters at the 2023 Texas Invitational with a solid season best time of 22.21 seconds, 1.2 milliseconds at Mike A. Myers Stadium. The following day, Gabby Thomas improved her personal best to a massive 49.68 seconds to win the women's 400 meters. With these wins, Gabby Thomas made a statement. She's back, stronger, healthier, and more determined than ever. She's out there making up for the time and races she lost because of her injury last year.
It just made me hungry. I'm like, I need to get at Worlds and I need to get a medal. So this year, nothing is really going to stop me from doing that.
After the event, Gabby, through a tweet, shared how much fun she had in both races. Really solid weekend of work at home at the Texas Invitational. She posted on her official Twitter account, "I wanted to see where my fitness was before we head into Diamond League season. Very pleased with my wins in the 200 and 400s, 22.21 and 49.6. She did, however, suffer a loss when she ran against Abby Steiner in the women's 400 meters at the NYC Grand Prix. Well, it's not a loss per se, as she finished second, but you get my point. No athlete wants to be in second place. Although Gabby is running fast, she was not fast enough.
Gabby Thomas finishing well, but it is Sydney McLaughlin alone, driving all the way to the line.
At the 30-second mark, the gap between the two was very obvious.
Sydney McLaughlin alone, she'll show all that strength from the women's 400-meter hurdles.
But that's not all that happened that month. Also in June, Gabby Thomas won the 200 meters at the Paris Diamond League. There, she ran the third fastest 200 in the world this season, when she broke the tape in 22.05 seconds.
Steiner and Thomas. Thomas has got a lead. Asher Smith is fading badly. Tarnu's coming back for second place, and it's Gabby Thomas who gets the win. 22.04 into a slight headwind.
That time is remarkably her quickest since the 2022 Diamond League opener in Doha, Qatar, where she set a meet record of 21.98. Although Thomas faced fierce competition in Paris,
but Thomas just got stronger and stronger and ran the best bend of all. And once she got her nose in front, she didn't relinquish the lead.
In an interview after the race, Gabby said,
I'm happy with this time for now. I have about a month until trials, so that's where you really want to sharpen up, work on speed, and want to be your A game.
She also shared how she's looking forward to the U.S. trials.
U.S. trials are really competitive, so you do have to bring your A game for that, even more so than World.
And Gabby's preparation for the U.S. trials paid off when she sprinted to a 21.60 in the final, a personal best, meeting record, and the fastest time of 2023. Yes, you heard that right.
Here comes Gabby Thomas! Gabby Thomas is not going to be dominated here! Thomas is going to get another
Gabby Thomas won the women's 200 meters, setting an impressive world lead on the final day of the U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. Like I said, her time of 21.60 is a meeting record and personal best. That said, Thomas's performance means she now has the 6th and 7th fastest 200 meters time in history, 21.60 and 21.61. Thomas's time proves that she has made a strong recovery since last year. Coming back from injury makes this feel different. I didn't have the momentum this year that I had in 2021. I didn't feel that same type of confidence. So this win means a lot to me, she said.
Yeah, I mean, last time I was here, I was injured, and last time I was in this mix zone talking to you, I was crying because of my injury. But I've come a long way since then. I finished that season pretty strong, so even just coming back from that injury that year was really healthy for me.
Nevertheless,
just giving me the opportunity to come out here and just have the chance to win. But I feel really fit, really sharp, and really healthy, and I'm really excited. It feels really good to come out here and try to take back my crown as 200 meter queen.
Unfortunately for her fellow American athlete Sha'carri Richardson, Sha'carri came up just short of a second U.S. title at the event. Richardson's 21.94 personal best was good for second, while Kayla White's 22.01, another personal best, was third. But more than Sha'carri's second-place finish, what is more noteworthy is the fact that just hours earlier, reigning 200 meters world champion Shericka Jackson posted 21.71, which was at the time the fastest time of the season. So what did Gabby think about this, and how did she find out?
Were you aware that you were like the world leader for a split second after the first round, and then it got taken away, and then you got it back at the end?
I was like, come on. So I came back from my semifinal, I went on my phone, I saw Shericka and clocked like the 21.7.
And her reaction to that news was this.
I was like, they can't let us have anything. So I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to bring my A game, if not at this trials meet, for Budapest. So it put me immediately into a different mindset.
You heard her. Gabby literally just announced that she's ready to compete with whoever will race against her. And we all know that her strongest competitors, besides her fellow Americans, are the undoubtedly strong Jamaican sprinters, especially Shericka Jackson and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. But she's ready for them, at least according to her.
My PB is probably not going to be good enough this season, so I need to really start honing in and make sure that I'm prepared. And so going into the final, I had that mindset.
Let's hope that she runs as well, or better if possible, in Budapest. That might just be possible given her strong drive to win this season. After clocking 21.61, Gabby said, "It felt really empowering to reclaim my title. I was more than ready this year, I was hungry. I wanted it more than anyone," Thomas told NBC. She did admit, though, that
For the women, it's really elevated and changed, so break it down for me.
I know, I chose the wrong year to enter this 200 event. But yeah, I think, after trials in 21, everyone just kind of stepped up their game.
She is aware of who she is and will be competing against, and just how strong of a runner they are.
We have such amazing competitors with the Jamaicans. Shericka, Elaine, Shelly, and then even the Americans. So deep. Sha'carri, Abby, Tamara, Kayla White now on the team.
Armed with that knowledge, Gabby Thomas knows what to do.
So every time we step on the track, we have to expect that our competitors are going to bring it. And I think we do expect that. So every time we do step on the track, it's just going to be a really fast time, because it has to be, or else you're not going to survive in this event.
That may have been a given in any sport, but it doesn't hurt to have this kind of mindset and live with it, especially Gabby, who had to bounce back from an injury, which isn't an easy thing to do. Coming back from that injury was the hardest thing I've ever had to do performance-wise, mental-wise, physical-wise. Get back into training and feeling like myself and mentally feeling confidence. That was hard, Thomas shared. Overcoming that this season was the hardest thing I've had to do in track. But that painful experience also brought about a good change. It gave her a broader perspective about what competing in the U.S. Championships and potentially World Championships means even in a non-Olympic year. Thomas fired hard out of the gate following her Olympic appearance and success. After the Olympics in 2021, it was such a high. Then it was such an extreme low, but performance-wise, I felt like I was coming off with so much momentum. That was the danger of that season. I hate to say the word cocky, but I felt so good about what I was doing. I was going so hard, so fast. She learned her lesson though, although she had to learn it the hard way. So in light of that, Gabby Thomas and her coach, Olympic bronze medalist Tanja Buford-Bailey, used this season to slowly ramp up toward the Olympics in Paris next summer. The World Championships is such a big deal, and it's my dream to actually have a World Championships medal because I still don't have one. It feels like prep for the Olympics next year, Thomas said. Now we need to get back into performing on a huge stage. We have to work toward a medal. You have to make sure your name's in the mix. That's how I'm looking at it. That way, when we are in the Olympic year, I don't feel that. All that said, she's ready to face anyone and everyone and race against them, even the Jamaicans. Watch this to see how ready Asama Singa is to compete too.